Hey, it's Lucas, and today we're going to be trying GMO cookies from Peace Naturals. So GMO Cookies is a cross between Girl Scout cookies and Chemdog, two strains that I've had separately on the street. Never had them together, I've never had GMO. I've been wanting to try GMO for the longest time because everything that I seem to get has hints of sweetness in there. I've never had bud that's completely savoury, something that's got garlic or mushroom or onion in there. I know this has got cookie in it as well, so it might not be completely pungent, it might have that little bit of sweet cookie to it, but I'm hoping to get something completely different that I've never tried before. I'm going to start out with the packaging. Some people seem to hate it that I review the packaging, but it's my channel, so I'm going to do what I want. I think it looks decent. It looks exactly the same as the Atomic Sour Grapefruit one, apart from on the side it's got green instead of pink, but I like it. I think it looks professional whilst at the same time looking good. I'm going to give it a 7. I think a lot of the other medical packaging is just boring. There's nothing on there at all apart from your prescription label and what it is. And this is actually trying. So yeah, 7 I think is fair for the packaging. On the front it says Peace Naturals Medicinal Cannabis, Medical Cannabis Floss, 30:1, GMO Cookies, approx THC 30%, CBD less than 1%. My prescription label is stuck over everything else, so that's all I can tell you from the packaging. Let's just get into it. So I'm going to open it up. And there's the tamper seal like there always is. I'm going to open it off camera so YouTube doesn't absolutely annihilate this video. First thing that I noticed when I opened this was a smell. It smells exactly like mint sherbet that I had from Lumiere on my first ever prescription. That's really weird. It's really sweet. That's mad. I was expecting no sweetness whatsoever. Why is it so sweet? I'm definitely getting the cookie, but all I'm getting is cookie. I'm not getting any sort of chemical or garlic or anything like that. It's really sweet. That's really thrown me. I was not expecting it to be sweet at all, never mind this sweet. It really does smell like the mint sherbet. And that's, I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. That didn't smell bad, but it smelled like it was supposed to smell. This smells really weirdly sweet. It doesn't smell bad, in fact it smells nice, but it's giving me like minty cookie rather than garlic, mushroom or onion. It's really not what I was expecting, and you can probably tell by my reaction, but I don't know whether to be disappointed or not. Like I said, it doesn't smell bad. It just doesn't smell anything like I was thinking it was going to smell like. As it is, it smells really nice, so I'm going to give it a 7. It's got that weird sort of medical smell to it, again, that the Lumiere Mint Sherbet had, and I'm hoping that will go away after I put it in the jar. The Atomic Sour Grapefruit that I had from Peace Naturals, that medical pop smell went away pretty much all the way away. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm hoping after I've put this in a jar for a month that the medical pot smell will be gone and maybe it'll develop more of a pungent, but yeah, that's completely thrown me off. I wasn't expecting that at all. It's really, really sweet. But yeah, 7's alright. Moving on to the looks, looking straight down into the pot, the nugs look to be medium to small. They're bigger than the Atomic Sour Grapefruit ones. They were really, really small, about the size of 10p. These are more, I'd say they're about the size of a 50p or a £2 coin or something like that, but probably not much bigger than that. The trim job looks pretty bad, I'll be honest with you. I can see a big ass leaf and a lot of stalk going on in there, so that's not the best. If you want to see what these nugs look like, click on the link in the pinned comment. That'll take you to a short showing the flower. I'm obviously not going to show it in this video because I don't want it to get age restricted. I'm going to give the looks a 5.5. I'm actually quite disappointed by this. They look fine, like the medium sized nugs, like I said, tight and dense, but they look a little bit foxtailed in my opinion. Some of them look a little bit foxtailed, not all of them, and they look old as well. I can tell old weed when I see it, and the trichomes on this, they look orange, like old dusty orange, again similar to the mint sherbet from Lumiere. I don't know why these two strains are so similar. I don't think they have anything in common, but they kind of look the same. The old, when the trichomes are, how do I word this, when the bud's been sat for ages and it's just been left and the trichomes start to dull and they look like an orange sort of dust rather than nice shiny bright glistening trichomes. That's what this is looking like, so I am disappointed. I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10 for the looks. It grinds down dense over fluffy, and I feel like once it's ground down I can smell the Chemdog side of it. I get a chemical smell from it. It's very sweet still, sweet cookie, but I'm getting definitely some of the Chemdog in the form of just straight chemicals. I can't really think about how to describe it. There's no sting in there. It's a little bit lemony, and I'm really struggling with how to describe it because it's not super duper sort of chemically like I just said, but once it's ground down the sweetness is there, but the chemicals balance it out. I always say that it gets sweeter once it's ground down, but I'm going to say that this is going on more of the side of nose sting. And I don't know, take a hit every time I say chemicals because I'm finding it difficult to describe this chemical. I don't know which chemical it is, but it's very artificial and nose stingy and chemically. I don't mean that the bud feels artificial or anything like that, but the smell that I'm getting off of it is harsh and a little bit like maybe gasoline or something like that. Not super duper strong, but it just stings the edges of your nose. I do still like it, but I am disappointed. I wanted something that was really pungent and really like garlicky and something like that, but it's not. It's really, really sweet cookie and a little bit of chemical in there. It's not bad, like I said, but yeah, it's just a 7. 7's fair, I think. So for the looks, I gave it a 5.5, and I think that's being really, really harsh if I'm honest with myself. So I'm going to bump it up to a 6, but I'm not going to go any higher than that because I think that this could be a lot better than it is. This Atomic Sour Grapefruit was really good, and this, it's just, looks wise, the trim job is bad, and it's just, it looks old. It doesn't look good to me, and I'm trying to justify myself, and I keep trying to get myself in my head to bump it up because it's not the worst looking medical. By far, it's not the worst looking medical, but from Peace Naturals, I would expect a lot better. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it at 6 for the looks. Smell also completely hit me out of left field. I was expecting something very, very pungent, and what I got was the opposite of that. It's actually really, really sweet. So I like the sweet strains. I can't fault it, but like I said, I was expecting, from what I've heard, I was expecting this to be really dank, and it's just not, so I'm a little bit disappointed. It's not a bad smell though, so again, I'm just going to leave that at 7 for now. Ground down is still a 7. It's a little bit more chemically and a little bit sweeter, but it's still just a 7 for me. So you probably all know by now that the way that I like to medicate is to start off at 160 in the mighty through a water pipe to get a good few flavorful flavors, it's not what I meant, a good few flavorful hits, and then I temp step all the way up to 210 until there's no vapor left. I got this as a nighttime strain, and with my nighttime strains I would usually start around 185, but because I'm trying it for the first time today, I'm going to start at 160. The time is currently 5:30 p.m. I haven't medicated at all today. I woke up this morning and I felt like absolute shit. Had to go to work at like 9:30, and I just got home about half an hour ago. Haven't had chance to smoke or vape or whatever you want to call it. I've been feeling really, really shitty today, like tired and sick and just out of it, so hopefully this will sort me right out. At 160, the taste is very, very sweet but muted. It's not all like I expected it to taste like. I was genuinely expecting this to taste like garlic, mushrooms, or onions and cookies, but it doesn't really taste like any of that. It's just like a non-specific sweetness at 160, and there's also next to no vapor at all. As I'm waiting for it to go from 160 to 170, there is a weird sort of flavor right in the back of my throat. It's not super sweet. It's actually, I don't know if I'm just pulling this out of my arse and I've just convinced myself that I'm getting this kind of taste, but it started out really, really sweet, and then when I stopped actually vaping it for a second and let the flavors mingle, it kind of tastes like pizza. Like pizza or like garlic bread or something, or pizza sauce is what I'm getting from this right now, but let's try 170. Right, at 170, this is going to get very, very specific. There's this brand of crisps in America, they're called Hers, I think. I used to work in a petrol station where we had this big American sweet section and American snacks section, and they had these pizza flavored cheese curl crisps from Hers, the brand, and they tasted weirdly sweet but also a little bit garlicky, a little bit tomatoey, and just like pizza flavored. Think of anything that you've ever had, particularly a crisp that is pizza flavored. They all taste the same and it's very specific, and this is what this tastes like to me. It tastes like it's supposed to be pizza flavored. It doesn't taste like real pizza. It tastes like something that's been pizza flavored. Specifically, I will say, I don't know if anybody's tried these here in the UK because they're not, you can't find them anywhere. I just worked in a place that sold American sweets and shit, so this is where I found them. I haven't seen them anywhere else since, apart from online, and I've never bought them again because they weren't that good, let's be honest. But yeah, Hers pizza flavor cheese curls is what this is tasting like to me right now. At 180 and higher, all the way up to 210, the flavor kind of stays the same. There is the rogue hit that throws a hell of a lot of sweetness my way, but it's like every few hits I'll get some sweetness in there, but the rest of the time it's tasting like pizza flavor cheese curls. It's not super intense. Once I got to 180, it started dying down. So I don't know, if I start at 180, I'll probably get a good flavorful hit all the way up to 210, but when I start at 160, I feel like just through sheer time and it always being heated, just lose flavor very quickly. It's not bad though. It's more like what I was expecting than the smell. The smell was nothing like I was expecting. The first taste was super sweet at 160. That threw me off, and I was expecting to get a sweet taste all the way through, but then when I upped it a little bit, no, in fact, it wasn't until I stopped vaping at 160 and was waiting for it to heat up to 170 that the flavors developed in my mouth and it started actually tasting like pizza flavored things. It doesn't taste like real pizza. It's sweet, so it reminds me of really artificial pizza flavored things like these crisps I'm talking about, these cheese curls. They're weirdly sweet as well. So yeah, I think just to me, it definitely just tastes like that, and you're not going to know unless you find these crisps and you try them, or if you've tried them in the past, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But just think generic pizza flavored things. Pizza flavored things are always weirdly a little bit sweet anyway, so I feel like that's why I think this tastes like that. But it's not bad. It's actually it's pretty decent. It's not savory like I was wanting it to be. I wanted it to taste like spag bol. Somebody said somewhere, I don't know where, somebody said that GMO tastes like spag bol. Now I know this is GMO Cookies. I don't know if it's the same strain or a different one. But yeah, it tastes like pizza flavored things. It's not bad, and it is different to anything that I've ever tasted Bud-wise before, so I'm gonna give it 7.5. I'm not going to go crazy with it because it's weird, but like it's not bad at all, so 7.5 for the flavour. So talking about the effects, I just coughed so much that I nearly threw up. I don't know if it means that the bud's dry or not. It doesn't feel dry, but it's definitely harsh when you vape it at 210. I genuinely had to turn it off. I couldn't finish the capsule because I was just coughing so much. That's not pleasant for me. I don't like it when that happens, where I cough so much that I nearly throw up before I've even finished the capsule. But I can see on my camera that my eyes are already so low. Effects wise, I don't know if you can hear that, but some knobhead's setting fireworks off outside. It's not fucking bonfire night. It's not New Year's Eve. It's what day is it actually? It's the 16th of November. There's no reason to be letting fireworks off. Just fucking blow yourself up, please. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. I don't really feel much right now. I feel like this is going to be a creeper because my eyes are low, but I'm not really feeling any sort of... I'm feeling like a tiny little bit of head high, and my body feels... It's getting floatier by the second. Even as I'm speaking, I feel like a wave of effects is coming over me, and it's not intense. I didn't even finish one capsule, and I have quite a high tolerance, so I'm not expecting it to be super intense right away. But it feels fuzzy is the word I'm going to use. It feels like someone's put a blanket over me, and my hands, it feels like someone's put on some fuzzy gloves. My hands feel like they're tingly, and my shoulders feel relaxed. I can feel the weight in my heels, and I feel like this would be a nice strain to smoke. I'm not going to, because we don't do that with our prescription. We vape it only, but I feel like if I smoked a bowl of this, the effects would come on like this, and I would be just in bliss immediately. Vaping, for me, I feel like vaping makes the bud more of a creeper, even if it's not. When you vape it, because it takes so long to sit through one fucking capsule, it makes it feel like it creeps, whereas when you smoke, it feels like it hits immediately. And I'm feeling I just, like I said before, had a wave of fuzziness come over me. That feels like it's gone, and I kind of feel like I'm HD now. This is gonna sound stupid, but like, I feel like my body outline, I can feel like my body has an outline. None of this is making sense. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I feel like I'm in a cartoon. Imagine a cartoon character. Obviously, the body has an outline because they are a drawing. I feel like I can feel my outline right now. I feel relaxed. I don't know if I feel uplifted. I've been pissed off all day for a reason I'm not going to talk about right now, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel, that's not really gone away. Like I'm still kind of mad, but not so much. When I look around, my head feels fuzzy, but I don't really feel, I know that I sound stupid, I'm very aware that I sound stupid, but I don't feel stupid. I can still think. I'm just looking around because when I move my head, it feels like my mind went like an ocean, but not really. Like when I move, it kind of feels like I'm in water and I'm sort of bobbing away and I'm just sort of moving around. This is nice. This is good stuff. It's very harsh, so that I don't like. I'm gonna find it hard, I think, to vape enough of this to get where I need to be. Like I said, I didn't even get to finish the capsule because I was coughing so much, but I do feel not super baked. I feel like I could still function if I wanted to. If I felt like this in the daytime, that'd be absolutely fine. I am going to vape some more after this video, but for now, I'm going to give the effects. I don't know. Like, genuinely, I don't know how I feel right now. It's not bad. I'm just not sure. It is definitely relaxing, and I feel floaty and fuzzy and heavy all at the same time. But I'm gonna have to just see how I feel just in the long run, because I don't know how to rate this for the first time. I don't know. I'm gonna stick it at a 7, I think, for the effects now. They're nice and I like it, but I just don't know, and I don't think I've ever said that. I don't think I've ever said that in one of these first time try-ins. Usually I know how I feel, and right now I just don't, so I'm gonna leave it at 7, and we'll see where we go from that. So, let's jump into the rating. The looks get a 5.5, very disappointing. They had big ass leaf, like I'm gonna see in the close-up, see if I can get it in the close-ups. Big ass leaf, really bad trim job. That was hard to say. And it looks old as well. The trichomes look dusty and orange and not bright and sparkly, so it's just disappointing to me. So I'm going to give it a 5.5. I think Peace Naturals can do a lot better. Smell's going to get a 7. I think it's pretty good, but it's not all what I was expecting, and it doesn't match the flavour at all either. It's really sweet. It's not too chemical-y at all, and it just sort of smells like sugar cookies. It smells like mint sherbet is what it smells like. It smells like the Lumia mint sherbet. I don't know why, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but to me, I'm going to choose to die on that hill because it smells sweet, it smells slightly minty, and that's the first thing I thought when I smelled it, was the mint sherbet, so yeah, it makes no sense to me. 7 for the smell. Again, even ground down, it still smells really sweet, if just a little bit more chemically. Not bad in any way, just not what I would expect GMO to smell like. Taste, I'm going to give a 7.5 because it tasted very, very interesting. The first couple of hits at 160 were really, really sweet. I wasn't expecting it to be that sweet, but it was. And then after I put it down for a minute to let it heat up a little bit more, the flavour changed to pizza flavour, which doesn't taste like a real pizza. It did, you know, just like that sort of sweet, garlicky, fake tomatoey fake pizza taste is what it tasted like. And the effects, I'm gonna give a 7 for now. I feel good. I'm not saying that I don't feel good in any way. It's just I haven't had enough of it, and I couldn't finish one capsule in one go because it was super harsh, so I'm going to have to see if there's any way that I can make it less harsh and get it into me. I'm going to actually try it through the Mighty Whip right now. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I feel like when I can get the sufficient amount of medication into me without coughing my guts up and nearly throwing up, I will really like the high. So for now, the way that I feel is nice. I'm just going to leave it at 7, and I'm going to give GMO Cookies from Peace Naturals, for the first time trying it, just a 7 across the board. I kind of feel like I'm being generous here because I am a little bit disappointed, not with the overall effects, but with the flower itself. I am a little bit disappointed. This one has been hyped so much, and it's good, but like it's not that good. Just because it's medical, it's good for medical, but I've seen better medical, so it's a little bit disappointing. Just 7 out of 10 for GMO Cookies at this time. Hopefully, when I'm finished experimenting and I've found the right dosage for what I need, it'll come out to be a 10 out of 10. Well, it's never going to be a 10 out of 10 because the bud is lacking, but hopefully the effects will be a 10 out of 10. I can tell that I'm going to like this. It's going to take me time to figure out how much or how little I need, but I'm looking forward to vaping the rest of it. 7 out of 10 for my first time trying Peace Naturals GMO Cookies. If you like this video, leave a like, leave me a comment telling me if you've tried GMO Cookies. I'm finding it hard to keep my eyes open. I can see them dropping. So yeah, subscribe for more videos, stick around for my full strain review when it comes out. Peace.